her stuff in a suitcase as if she was going to leave. At the same time, he knew this was more than just a dream. "Tita?" Frank asked. "Why are you packing?" "It's been 40 days, Frank. I'm leaving for good," Tita Marinella said. "But before I do, I need to warn you about something. One last favor from your Tita." "Warn me about what?" Frank asked. Suddenly, the room, bright just moments ago, grew dark. In spite of all the windows being closed, a strong wind began to blow outside and inside the room. "Her power reaches even here. I can't keep her out for long," Tita Marinella said in a worried tone. She looked at Frank, pulled him up so he was standing, and spoke loudly, but her words were barely audible against the now raging wind in the room. "You have to give it back." Tita Marinella screamed at the top of her lungs. "Give what back?" Frank asked. Tita Marinella's reply was an enigma. Instead of words, she just gave him a sequence of numbers. 25, 8, 31, 9, 45, 24. But before he could ask what they meant, she disappeared, along with the wind, the noise, the room, and the rest of the house. They were replaced by a familiar darkness and the sound of an alarm clock. Frank opened his eyes. It was Sunday, 5 in the morning. His alarm clock was still ringing. Annoyed, he turned it off and got up. Time to get going, he thought as he got up and left the bed. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. After breakfast, Frank went to a pawn shop to pawn the pocket watch he stole from the cemetery. Thankfully, it wasn't damaged during the crash. Something seemed different about the time it displayed, though. It certainly wasn't the date today, but somehow he felt it wasn't the date and time it showed yesterday. He got P10, 000 for the pocket watch, enough to pay for this month's payment on his motorcycle and buy a lot of lottery tickets. Of course, he still had to pay rent and utilities, not to mention his debt to Jerry, but he planned on crossing that bridge when he got there. Right now, his priority was impressing Chelsea. Once he made the online payment for his motorcycle, he bought several tickets for the 658's lotto. He played Lucky Pick, which generated random numbers, for most of them. However, for one ticket, he selected a sequence of 6 numbers by himself. When choosing those numbers, he decided to use the numbers he got from his dream. He believed the superstition that if a dead relative gave him numbers, they would be lucky. After playing the lotto, he went on his usual Sunday date at Gateway Mall with Chelsea.